So moving on to our next speaker, we are now joined by Megan Recker, and she is the senior manager of the digital ecosystem for Mars Petcare. Welcome, Megan.
Thanks, Holly. Happy to be here.
Yeah, and just so everyone's kind of aware, I've really had the pleasure of working with Megan and the whole Mars Pet Care team, because Shoppable is currently powering e-commerce across some of their sites like ims.com or greenies.com. Little plug, of course, I tell everyone, go check it out, get a good idea, buy some ims, buy some greenies. Megan would obviously be happy with that. But yeah, we've been working together for a couple of years now, and we're really grateful to have you.
Yeah, thanks. I've been at Mars for, it's about 5 years now, 3 with Pet Care, and I have just enjoyed the journey and have learned a ton, and really, it's been great working with you.
Great. So I know that we have a lot of folks from the CPG space, so I'm sure that they are super excited to hear the question and answer piece of this. So I'd love to kind of jump right in and start with the fact that online CPG sales continue to rise. They certainly are not going anywhere. Can you tell us a little bit about how Mars has been handling e-commerce as a whole lately?
Yeah, so what I can say is that e-commerce is a strategic priority for Mars across all aspects of the organization. And that's certainly the case within my specific area of pet nutrition. And when we look at that, consumers they were early to adopt to online shopping for their pets' food. And that's really become a focus area for a business. Because of all of this, we've really developed a methodical approach to delivering against these fundamentals of growing that digital self, whether it's the search strategy or content strategy, having the right item descriptions, things like that. And it's really with the mind of serving consumer needs and reducing friction in the path to purchase. In today's environment specifically, the fundamentals that we've built over the past few years have really prepared us for what we're seeing. And it's become really important for us to balance the agility and speed and discipline. And we're responding to these consumer needs at pace with really a non-emotional and data-driven approach that really helps us prioritize what we're doing in the marketplace.
Cool. And you never want to say it's good timing, but I actually saw an article on Facebook a couple days ago, and it was about a local shelter in my hometown that for the first time in like 15 years, there were no animals left in the shelter. Every single one had been adopted. And, I mean, I'm definitely not a complete expert, but I have a big feeling that is going to contribute to, sales of pet food on, in the next coming weeks, especially online as we're all in our homes. But with that thought, and the importance of e-commerce, technology companies are always looking to disrupt the industry. Are there any e-commerce challenges that your brands have overcome specifically through technology companies and the products they offer?
Yeah, what I would say is that within my specific area of expertise of our brand's own digital channels, we're constantly challenging ourselves to improve that consumer experience based on their needs and reducing friction when they're ready to buy. At the same time, pet food isn't really that different from other CPG categories. We've seen an influx of digital natives and startups entering our category. And in a lot of cases, they employ a D2C model and they have that seamless path to purchase. And the way that we really look at this is that disruptors in the tech space can really be our biggest allies and helping us navigate some of the changes in our category. As we are reducing friction and serving consumers, we're looking at a number of different tech partners to integrate on our brand websites to help consumers transact within our ecosystem to reduce that path to purchase as few clicks as possible, and really also keeping in mind the brick and mortar side and helping them see what are the in-stock levels of our products at their preferred local retailer.
Yeah, no, super, super, super important. I think sometimes we forget the importance of, obviously we at Shoppable, we're an e-com based company, but, brick and mortar isn't going anywhere. So it's like, how do we tie the two together? And, and make sure that we're covering all the bases. But can you, elaborate a little bit more on, how you guys have tackled some of those challenges? I know you spoke a little bit to, tech companies being an ally, but are there anything you could speak to specifically about overcoming those?
Yeah. So at the core, our business challenges are really some sort of manifestation of a consumer need, attention, or a problem they're facing. And if we can solve those problems that the consumers are having, it makes a better world for pets. That's our mission. That's what we strive to do. And we know that if we do this, we're going to create mutual long-term value for pet parents and for the company itself. So with this in mind, we look at technological advances. These are tools that help better live our purpose and deliver business growth. And specifically, one thing that we've done is partner with you to roll out Shoppable to our brand websites. And in doing that, we've really seen this tool help us reduce that friction that consumers were seeing in the path to purchase and help them select the products and buy them at their preferred retailers in a much more seamless way than we've had in the past.
And of course, we love to hear that. Always good to know that, whatever you're a part of, it's contributing to positive growth. And I think that one thing that we at Shoppable always talk about is how we're kind of bridging that gap between, CPG and D2C, and being kind of an invisible bridge in the middle. But I think it's really interesting because I think the term D2C is used a lot. And it has a lot of different meanings, specifically in the e-commerce space. Could you tell us maybe a little bit about how Mars defines D2C, and maybe that's changed over the last couple of years, but what does D2C mean to Mars?
Yeah, you're exactly right. And D2C has become, I guess, a bit of a catch-all for all sorts of different fulfillment models for brands. It's definitely not black and white anymore, and I don't think it will be anytime soon. When we talk D2C within my team, we really define it loosely as a consumer purchasing directly from our brands. And that can come to life in a variety of channels. We really don't limit it to one specific definition. And just like you said, how we're defining it today, it could very well change tomorrow as new technologies emerge, consumer behavior shifts, and really that's what's most exciting to me about consumer, plenty of options. And the heart of D2C is really the consumer and what they're trying to do. So we're just going to keep our eyes on what that behavior is and try to adapt.
Yeah. And I mean, even myself, I think personally, that's my favorite part about being in e-commerce. I'm sure we've all had a ton of different jobs over the course of our lifetimes, but, I think we're all really lucky to be in the e-commerce space because it keeps us on our toes. And, what you were doing 6 months ago, if everyone's not innovating and doing cool new things, then you kind of get left behind. So, that's one thing that we love about working with Mars is, constantly, collaborating and, looking to be a leader in the space, which is, always the best place to be.